I am Linda Williams. I live in Georgetown. I've worked here at the center for 2 years. My background is education. I have a degree in elementary education and a master's degree in Christian education. And so my vocation in the last 25 years has been working in churches as their educator, which kind of means I'm educating individuals to become their best selves, to become disciples of Christ. I mean, that is what Christians are, disciples of Jesus Christ. So my job is to help inform and resource people, help them grow and change and try new things. That was my job. Well, it turns out that that's the same job I have here, pretty much. It just isn't called the same thing. My title here, though, is Recovery Education Specialist, which I love that because everyone is recovering from something. Everyone. And my job, as I see it, is to encourage people to make that recovery happen. And our ACE Center is, to me, almost like a church. We are not a Christian based organization, and we can't be because we're state funded. And we can't obviously evangelize. But if a person comes in and they mention Christ or God or spirituality, we can go with that. And actually, spirituality is a huge part of recovery. We just have to recognize that spirituality is different from religion. And I have that. I have that because I have a master's in theology, in theology and Bible and group process, recreation ministry, faith development. All of those are things that I've studied, and it all kind of helps me in my work right now, talking to people. I also am a Stephen minister, which is a special training people in the churches can have, helping you to become an active listener, or it's almost like a parish visitor. So I had that training. So that helps me listen to people's stories, which is what I love to do. And I like to share my story sometimes. We all have to be peers to be working under the Mental Health Association. And that way we all know what we're not alone in what we've gone through, and each peer has something else that they can share, something you can learn from each other. That's what I love about a peer recovery center. We have more credibility than a clinician would have. We are really just there to listen and to encourage. We get trained in things like mental health first aid. We get trained in something called WRAP, WRAP, and that is Wellness Recovery Action Plan. So we actually do try to help people set goals and how they're going to get those, how they're going to achieve those goals. So we do try to help people move forward. They can come in and just be where they need to be, but we help them move forward. And that's what I love to do. That's what I do. Ever since I've been working anywhere, I love to resource people. I think that's one good thing that the ACE Center does is we put people together. I've been in this area for 15 years. I live in Georgetown, and I've been active in a lot of community organizations. So I know a lot of people, and we can find people that will help other people. Like people out in the community really want to help. They just don't know what to do. And that's, again, part of my church background is helping people figure out what they can do. What are their gifts? What can they give to other people? And how can then those people grow and discover their own gifts? That's a big part of what I do. So I think that a person needs to come to the ACE Center and meet people. Meet like someone has said before, homeless people are just people. They're not, you can't tell if a person's homeless necessarily by looking at them. So people in the community say, oh, we don't have homeless people. We just have everyday people all around in the library, walking, in the grocery stores. they may be homeless and you don't know it. So when you come and meet somebody face to face, tell them about yourself, they'll tell you about themselves, and you'll just see that they're normal people. And that is the number one thing, losing the stigma of homelessness and helping people in the community see that homelessness could happen to anybody. I mean, I've heard stories of professionals who had wonderful jobs, families. They might have gotten sick, lost their job, couldn't get insurance, got in debt, went bankrupt, lost their family. Then they got on drugs because they were self-medicating. And all of that can happen in a few months. It can happen to anybody. And that is what I think our whole community needs to understand. Homelessness is not a choice. It doesn't mean that you're on drugs or that you're an alcoholic. It just means you've had some trouble. You've had some bad luck. You've made some bad decisions possibly, but not necessarily. Sometimes it's nothing you could have done differently. But I believe that everyone is a child of God, and that if people want to help, you just have to see each person as a special child of God. I do think that we need to help each other. We can't expect the government to do it. They can't. And we can't expect just the churches to do it. It's the people of the community. And when people do that, then they become more and more involved. Yeah. Every time we have anybody come here, whether it's just to drop off a donation and they meet somebody, then they feel like we're family. And we are. And the people that come here a lot, we are family. And it's love. It's all about love and giving.
That's astonishing.
It helps you put your life in perspective and appreciate what we do have. And then be willing to share that, because it's just by grace that I have what I have. So, and it's an opportunity to be able to do that in a safe way. You know, you might not want to go up to somebody on the street and ask them, "Are you homeless? Can I get to know you?" But here is a safe place to do that. The people here are willing to talk. And they have pride, but not too much pride, so that they won't accept people's help. You know, that can be bad if you just think you have to do it alone. Nobody needs to do anything alone. That is the isolation, and Jim Martin will talk about that a lot. Isolation leads to illness. It's not good. So we take that away. If people are willing to come here, then they're going to be okay. Yeah. Yeah.